Fáilte of Culture, welcome indeed to another edition of the programme. Well, we're here in Breaffy House Resort in Castlebar for the first of a two-part programme on the 2022 Mayo People of the Year Awards in association with Mayo County Council, the Connaught Telegraph and ReHab Care.
I always say we wouldn't have an award ceremony without the recipients. But for me, being involved in this for the last 10 years, I have learned, and it has been my experience, if the people who didn't nominate the recipients, we wouldn't have an award ceremony. So I want to give a big, heartfelt welcome for all the people.
Henry, it's great to be back after 2 years absent. We're here again tonight. And as you know, we have 15 recipients of the Mayo People of the Year Awards. We weren't sure during the year whether everything would be open and lockdowns lifted, which is the case. And as you're aware, as I said, we have 15 recipients covering the county tonight and at our 28th Mayo People of the Year Awards. It would have been our 30th if we had the 2 years inclusive. But it's great to be back, and it's great to see all the people coming in. And I mean, this is our opportunity in ReHab Group to connect with the county, because these are the volunteers and groups that do wonderful things, and we see that every year when the applications come in for these awards. So it was narrowed down to 15, and it's great they're here tonight. And this is a fundraiser, as you know, for ReHab, and we support the county, and it gives us a platform that people can come in and get to see the services that we run. So it's great to be back again tonight, and thanks to yourselves and the Connaught and Mayo County Council for supporting us again.
And Edel, I suppose the 30th is coming up 2 years' time. It's a very, very special year for ReHab. Was there a good interest in the applications for this?
Absolutely, Henry. We thought initially that, people aren't going out as often, the crowds aren't as big, but we were quite surprised with the response that we had this year. Even though we decided to go ahead with it, it was later this year, but we decided that we'd go ahead because the demand was so high for it. And I'd just like to take this opportunity to remember Kevin Burke, who would be one of the founders of these awards, who's not with us tonight, but I spoke to him during the week and he sent us a heartiest congratulations, and he's doing well, and I'm going to meet up with him after the Christmas, and hopefully he'll be back again with us for our 29th next year.
The Mayo People of the Year has been going on for 28 years. I've been involved myself for about 16 or 17 years with previous committee members, so I had a little bit of experience, but after what we'd been through with 2 lockdowns, you were never sure how the thing was going to turn out. But everybody put their shoulder to the wheel. We had the same committee that were here in 2019. There was myself, Tom Gillespie, Edel Cadden. We had the support of Tom Kelly, with the support of other people within that group. And it was easy to get it off the ground. It's going to take a little bit of time to build it back up to maybe the numbers that we had back in 2018 and 2019. But you saw yourself here tonight, a couple of hundred people, more than that, who were here tonight. 15 recipients of extremely high quality. It's a huge foundation to start and to move forward into next year's event in 2023.
So how do you decide who's going to get an award? What's the process?
Process is there's a launch of the event that usually takes place in late spring, early summer. That's launched out here in Breaffy House and has been for the last couple of years. Nomination forms are then printed, and then we invite nominations. So groups, organisations or individuals within the community can nominate themselves, or they can be nominated. Predominantly, what we see is over the last number of years, and particularly this year, most of the entries and most of the winners were nominated by an individual or a group. And they were nominated simply because these were people who do a lot of good in their society. They do it mostly on a voluntary basis, and they make a big difference. And these are the people. It's very easy to choose from them. Sometimes, unfortunately, we can't give an award to everybody because 15, 16 awards takes the time that it takes to do. And we're sorry about that, but we encourage those people, if they have been nominated and they know they have, to come back the following year, or have their nominators nominate them for the following year.
Our granddad was going through treatment at the time, and we were in the oncology ward in Galway, and Zoe had said to me, why have some people got no hair? And I had just explained to her that through treatment people's hair can fall out, and she just said to me, is there anything anyone can do about that? And I just had said to her that well, you can grow your hair, and when they cut it, it goes towards a wig for a child that may have lost their hair due to treatment. And at 4.5, she had said to me, I'm going to do that. And the seed was planted there, I didn't think anything of it. And then she had just said to me after, when her hair was about 14 inches, I want to get a cut. And I said, okay, so that was the first cut at 4.5. She done it then at 7, and she done it for the third time there in July. So she just has always said to me she wants to cut it for a child that doesn't have hair. And she thinks that she has it, so she can just give it to someone that she doesn't need it, so some child will need it. And that's where it started.
And your hair is lovely at the moment.
It's fabulous, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Now,
Yeah.
in September, in 2008, then she did the second.
Yes, she done it the second time, and then just last July she done it for the third time. Yes, yeah. So it's over 50 inches altogether that she has donated.
And how do you feel, Zoe, when you have your hair like that?
I'm very happy because I feel just very kind for giving it away.
Yeah.
Well, you're a great girl for thinking about your granddad and doing this for cancer as well. And does it make you feel good?
Yeah.
And you're getting a special award tonight for your wonderful work. How do you feel about that?
A little nervous.
Mayo Awesome Camp is a charity that was set up in order to give children that are awesome a chance to express themselves and enjoy themselves in a very controlled and safe environment. And I started, back when it started about 5 years ago, I started helping out with it, and I've been helping out with it ever since.
And you're found at the AstroTurf, is it every Saturday?
Yeah, up at there's a little girl that I take care of called Clea, and she would be very high up on the autism spectrum, and so every Saturday I would go up to Mitchell's and help out and make sure that she's included and make sure that she's able to just enjoy the sport as much as she can.
You get great satisfaction out of it.
Yes, very much satisfaction.
Well, I was absolutely shocked. I was just shaking. I couldn't believe that, that this was happening to me. And it means so much to ourselves and the company and that. And we're absolutely amazed to be honoured like this. After so many years in business, it meant really an awful lot.
And you've been in business a long time as well, and particularly your stainless steel business based in Castlebar.
Yes. The stainless steel company started back in the mid-70s when I was working in Travenall and Baxter now, and working there for a few years as a fitter in the company, and then set up the stainless steel company, and very lucky then to be getting work in all the pharmaceutical companies around the area, like we'll say Botox and Allergan, and also Hollister and Ballina. And I think Mayo are so lucky to have such fabulous pharmaceutical companies in the county.
You were brave enough to set up a second business during the pandemic, which was kind of unheard of at the time.
Yeah. The setting up the filling station on the Turlock Road in Castlebar was a very new venture for me, going from the stainless steel to the retail. But it was hitting it in at the same time as the pandemic was a lot of stress on the company trying to achieve what we wanted to there. But we got there in the end.
And it's very successful.
Thankfully it is, yeah, absolutely.
How many have you working all together now between two companies, Tom?
We would have around 18 in the workshop, and about 14 in the filling station.
So a great employment for the
it is, yeah.
So we're here to present Tom with his award. The next one is to Tom. And he is honored by people of a certain age. Who remembers Gary and
Mayo Recovery College, marvellous social innovation, a partnership with what was GMIT and now the Technical University, of course. And really, the purpose of the Recovery College was to put adult education at the service of recovery and to support people with mental health challenges and support the community in general, and to focus on things like being connected to your community, being hopeful about your future, having an identity beyond any illness, making meaning of any situation that you're in, challenging situation, and being empowered through education. Being very novel, we've set a very good standard. Many recovery colleges have emulated what we've done. We have recovery colleges, our sister colleges in Roscommon and Galway, but we have other recovery colleges throughout the country, throughout the various health board areas, and they also have emulated what we've tried to do. The recovery college is very much under the HSE guidance and management. The service is not specific to, we'll say, a particular department. Mental health services would support it, but we'd also have links with community care and health promotion as well. Recovery College is about really focusing on adult education.
Here, look, Mayo County Council are very much involved in these awards for many years.
Yes, Henry, and I must say I'm delighted to be involved as Cathaoirleach of Mayo County Council. It's a pleasure to be here, and I know it's very, very, very important for Mayo County Council to be involved. And as you know, we said tonight we had COVID and we hadn't this event for the last 2 years. So hopefully we'll have this on in our watch for the budget this year to have it for next year again. You know, so it's very important to support it. You know,
and there's a lot of worthy winners here tonight from all parts of the county, well-deserved award winners.
Absolutely. Just look around. They're all from right part across the county. So, and I see a few from likes of Crossmolina and Ballina, and you know, so many. But it's important for these people have done tremendous work in their own categories, as one would say, and well done to Connaught Telegraph and what's the other one? ReHab and Mayo County Council, and collectively, it's very important collectively to have these groups, and it's important for the people of Mayo even to recognise, and as Cathaoirleach and as part of Mayo County Council, we want to thank you for organising this, and yourself, Henry. It's so important.
It's nice to see young people being part of these awards and to see them getting involved in the community, particularly young people.
It's great, and I see a good few participants tonight and getting these awards, and it makes you feel good, and it's great to see it, and a lot of entries as well there, I see it too as well. You know, great achievements, but it's great to see the young people, and you know, it makes you feel good, and it's good for the county as well, and I hopefully long may continue. And again, I have to compliment the award winners, and you know, I'm well done to everybody involved. And as again, Mayo County Council, it's a pleasure as Cathaoirleach from Mayo County Council.
Okay. That's great.
He took part in an RTE documentary in 2017 with 5 other students with autism, and all different types of autism. And arising from that, then he was asked to do his own documentary, which aired in this March, called Speechless. So he wrote all of the script himself, and he wrote some poems and some prose, and it was all featured in the documentary Speechless. And it proved to be very popular, and arising from that, he got a book contract. So we turned it around. So his book Speechless has just been published and it's been launched this Thursday night in Castle Books in Castlebar, and everyone is invited.
And what does it mean for the family now? All these accolades that Breaffy is getting.
I suppose for Fikra, it's fantastic for him that he's kind of getting his chance to shine, you know. It's very important, I think, for anybody with a disability and the whole autistic community that there is a voice out there that mightn't have been heard before, and it's starting a conversation about people with disability in Ireland and how they fit into society and how they can be helped to integrate into society and into their own communities a lot more. And it also shines a light on the services that young people like Fikra need, and as they, you know, as I always say, a child with autism grows up into an adult with autism, and the services have to meet the needs of that changing population over the years. And I think, I suppose, Fikra is a very good example of, you know, what people can achieve with the proper help and support.
And of course he just entered college as well last month.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind. He started college in ATU Mayo, which was formerly the GMIT, and he's studying history and geography there. So it's early days yet, but it's a fantastic opportunity.
Would you like a career in television?
I'd say politics probably. Your job is safe for a while.
Yeah.
There's been quite a variety of people that have been here, and I suppose we've had we actually have rehab with us at the moment. We have a daycare hub based with us for young adults, and it's a real diverse groups that would come to us, and we would have dealt with a lot of local charities and community groups, and also commercial business as well. So quite a few things.
And it's been very successful over the last number of years, hasn't it?
It has, yeah, it has. I mean, Lough Lana, you know, when you actually look at Lough Lana, including the lake and the leisure complex, it's really opened up the place, well, both locally to our local community, but also internationally as well. So it's actually becoming a destination itself. So when we first came here, we're open 25 years this year. You know, you didn't think of, you know, to go to Castlebar on your holidays. You didn't think to come to Lough Lana. We had to do a lot of explaining. Whereas now, you know, people are aware of us. Yeah, so it's.
I see this as fantastic because
yes.
You know, you have the greenway and you go to the lake.
That's right.
Sports, you have a lot of swimming.
Yes, yeah. And I mean, it allows us to have elite sport groups in, but also people here from a leisure point of view, but also from a tourism point of view. And you know, as you know, I always say that it's Lough Lana is it's the heartbeat of the Wild Atlantic Way, because it's such a pathway to visit so many places, you know, including Mayo, including Connemara, including Sligo, including Roscommon. So, you know, there's a lot of coverage that we can do because we're so central, and just the infrastructure from the point of view of, you know, the trains and also the airport as well.
Now, you received your award tonight, not so much for that, but certainly from the Ukrainian refugee crisis, because you've taken in refugees.
Yes.
And you've looked after them like a big family.
Yes, yeah. And you know, we were actually reflecting on this, because myself and Paul, we're here 25 years now. And it's really, when we first came to Mayo and to Castlebar, the local community welcomed us. People showed us around, they explained about the place, and they made us feel at home. And I suppose for us, when we actually look at our guests when they came, our Ukrainian guests, we don't call them refugees. We believe in treating them with dignity and respect. And they are our guests, and we treat them as all our guests would be treated, with kindness. and it's really just trying to help them to settle in. The reality is that they're very traumatised. There's a lot of sadness, there's a lot of grief. People have been displaced. There's a sense of loss of identity and disorientation about where they are. And I suppose part of that is, at the end of the day, it's very basic stuff. It's people treating people with compassion. And you know, that's our motto in life.
Well, your work is certainly being recognised here tonight by receiving this People of the Year Award. How does it feel to get that?
Oh, it feels, we feel very honoured and humbled by it, but we're also so aware that we couldn't have welcomed our guests without the community welcoming them as well.
Honoured to accept it on behalf of my service users. It was the service users that nominated me, and indeed for all people and service users and their families, because you don't just work with the service user, you work with the families. And it's a good accolade for mental health services because we don't have to get recognised. So on behalf of all those, I'm glad to accept this award.
Well, officially you retired some years ago, but you kept up the volunteer aspect of it.
Yeah, well, I retired earlier this year, but I was all along with my job as a community mental health nurse. I work with the National Office for Suicide Prevention, delivering training on suicide intervention skills training. It's called Assist, and another program called Safe Talk, which is suicide alertness for everyone, and another program called Understanding Self-Harm Awareness Training. So I always did them as part of the day job, but now I'm kind of doing it. I have stayed on with the National Office because we're kind of short of trainers at the moment. Well, we're not too plentiful because nobody got trained up during COVID.
Well, so now nobody's going to let you go, Mary, because you're so valuable for the work you do.
Well, I never felt my work was work. I always enjoyed what I did, and I still enjoy what I'm doing. So when you enjoy what you're doing, it's not work.
And do you feel that there's more of a need nowadays for the service you provide now in the community?
Oh, there is, yeah. So we're mental health services has always been under-resourced, and the demand is there. Mental health concerns don't go away.
That's it for this week. Congratulations once again to the winners. Well deserved, I can tell you. And don't forget to join us next week at the same time on Thursday 7 o'clock for part 2 of the 2022 Mayo People of the Year Awards. We look forward to your company for that. So until then, slán before.